blessed.
Oh, why, welcome to Brad and Sergrin. What brings the likes of you to our peaceful little town? If it's trade, Aethioff and I are more than happy to have your business. Oh yes, Lyria's blessing, our priestess calls it. We have good trade, good health. No violence, no crime. Why, not a soul's been thrown in the... Ah, Gwastel, you old fool. You never did know when to keep your mouth shut. No, I've said too much already. Now listen here, if I so much as breathe a word of the prisoner, Priestess Coralon will... Oh, but there I've gone again. Please, not a word of this to anyone. I've said more than I should already. They'll be angry with me if they find out. Please, I beg you, don't tell anyone. Come again.
The Marines are back. They shouldn't have...
Students of magic, masters of spells.
What can I do for you? More than one! Oh, truly, Lyria's fortune shines upon you. Take this as a token of her gratitude. So long.
The amphora is full? Good. I will hold that for now. So you have seen what Baal-Atiran saw, and walked where she walked. Now hear what our prophetess taught. From the frozen north, she led our forebears across the plains to Snowmelt Pass. There she promised all a place. At Snowmelt Spring, above the sea, they turned to see the far-off shores they had left behind, and all were sore of heart. Baal-Atiran consoled them then. "Forget what you left behind," she said. "We go to a new home, where each shall have a place." And then they came to the pools of Gallivore Plain, where she taught that Lyria's grace is like the waters all around. There a line formed to drink and bathe, and those at the back of the line bickered with those in the front. Baal-Atiran grew angry. She spoke to her children, saying that as this spring flows, so do Lyria's blessings, to all and wide, and without preference. From there, they continued east until they stood upon the bluffs and saw this spire. There, Tiran taught us of the 3 gifts. Every Rethiri child knows the 3 gifts, learns them by heart. They are shelter, blessing, and hope. All who dwell in Lyria's city shall find shelter. All may come to this temple for blessing and orison, and for all, the hope of a better day. Now you know what you need to know. You are ready for the second task. It is service. Each seeking the orison must serve Lyria among her people. For you, there is a man named Nur in the lower tunnels. Day and night he profanes the name of Lyria with falsehoods. Discredit his words before the ears of my children. Drive him away from there. To do this, you must rely on the teachings of the Sojourn. Shall I repeat them for you now? Of course. From the frozen north, Baal-Atiran led our forebears across the plains to Snowmelt Pass. There and then they came to the pools of Gallivore Plain, where from there they continued east until they stood upon the bluffs and saw this spot. Now you know what you need to know. If you fail at first, persist.
Citizen. Students of magic, masters of spells.
City Watch, over. better than when...
And hates the fallen. A human more loved by Lyria than us? Tell me then, does Lyria not love those above more than she loves us? Why else would she put the fortunate upon the spire with her temple and cast us down here in the dark? What chains? I'm here of my own free will to teach. I mean, ill fate and poverty has driven me here. You twist my words, villain! If you're so clever, then tell me, are we not fated? Did Lyria not place us down here by design? What do I? Why, you thick-skulled Uruk! You petty snot-nosed! Look at what they do! They trick you, they... Forgive me, my friends. But you do not deny it, then? You admit that Lyria gave us our lot? Gave us nothing but these dank caves and a few meager coins? How dare you? What? Don't you laugh at me! After all, I mean, friends, I speak hastily. This devil has tangled my words. Wipe those smirks off your faces. I see them. I tell you truths, and you smirk. You laugh at me. Fine. Stay the sheep you are. Stay in your pen. You are caged sheep. Keep to your pens.
See a gamble? I heard it was Captain Talahawk.
The watch sees all.
Students of magic, masters of spells.
Fine wares today.
Word has come to me of your service. You defended our faith and Rathia's image admirably. You have reached the final task. It is not far off. In fact, it is standing before me at this very moment. It is the giving, and you give it of yourself. When you are ready, tell me so. First, you must choose. Give of yourself the wisdom you have gained, or give a magic gem of the highest water, or give in gold a sum of great worth. Do you understand? Yes, some of your experience offered as a sacrifice to Lyria. This was the original giving, and still that which she loves the most. Gems are pure magic. They are the perfect gift for our goddess. Place an epic gem in this ceremonial figurine to give it for the orison. Does it seem low or petty to you? Magic is the current of power in our world. Gold is a sort of magic in the minds of mortals. Of course, it takes a great deal in Lyria's eyes to equal the worth of the other two. Excellent. Tell me, which do you choose? Then by Lyria's light and Tyrion's teaching, I, priestess of this temple, receive your gift and conclude the orison. You have walked the path of our ancestors, spoken the words of our prophets, and given truly of yourself. Lyria guard you, Lyria guide you, and may her blessing be upon you. You have done well. Be proud.
keep the peace.
Curios, talismans, items of power.
Hello. You have come to Gwalchmay's goods, provisioner to all Rathir, to high and low, great house and sparrow alike. Mabrin wine? Wherever did you find it? Forgive me, it's just they're devilish hard to find. You likely had no idea, but there's not a wine in the world I love more. In fact, I think I'll uncork this now and have a sip. Or two. Liked it, adored it. Sweet as a song and soft as Lyria's kiss. A Mabrin? Oh, yes, very much. Excellent vintage. My warmest thanks. Very thoughtful of you. Very kind indeed. What's this now? Carasta's contract? Ought to have known she was behind this. Still, I suppose I was a bit hard on her. Here's a reasonable figure. She shouldn't turn her nose up at this. What do you say? No, don't take it like that. Oh, well, it won't ruin me. Here's the deal. She's got it for a song. How's that? A remarkable woman, there's no denying. But you be wary. Those eyes of hers make promises. Promise things she'll never give. Now there's Anwan and Wyvern Gif. The old oak and the greenweed, some say. Not I. The coin of one's as good as the other. Friend to any soul with such distinguished taste in wine. To you, friend. I could tell you a thing or two about this city. Did you know, for instance, that Faldra Nefari ate the 5th memorial stone? Cast a spell and ate it. I could say a thing or two about Wyvern Gif as well, if I didn't fear the consequence. Oh, him? No one knows his real name. Got that name from the way he talks. Some say he was next to the Archsage, once, up Spire Top. Then a spell went wrong, or his lover fell to her death. Whatever it was, broke him, it did. The first 4 are easy enough to find about the city. But the 5th, few know the truth of it. Yes, what about him? I sent him on an errand and I'm still waiting. The Wyverns had a claim of their own, mind you. But their marriage to Gif, a scandal. I know the truth of it, but I'm not at liberty to say.
contract. You have it. Let me see. This is... I don't believe my eyes. Did he agree to this? Oh, my lovely. You have done well. This will be very profitable for me. And so it should be for you. Me? You wish to know about me? I'm flattered, but I prefer to keep my cards close to my chest. Don't let the old dog fool you. He is as shrewd and stubborn as they come. But like any old dog, his tail will wag for just the right treat. The sea wreathes her. Old stone lifts her high. Gold and magic pulse through her veins. In the city of Rathir, a soft whisper in a dark corner unlocks many doors. For now, then.
A drink? A plate of roast?
welcome sight. A minute more and I'd be joining our friends on the hill here. Thanks for the assistance. I just figured everyone out here in the Forsaken Plain was either a refugee or one of the freemen. Looks like I was wrong. Actually, I'm a bit ashamed to say. I'm searching for a grave. But not just any grave. The last resting place of Azo Raymond, richest of the Tuili merchants. They say he died early in the march west, claimed by the Forsaken Plain. Rumor has it he's buried with the famous rings of Azo. I could live a year on those. I'm glad to hear it. There's plenty of ground to cover between here and Rathir to the north, and another pair of eyes will be a huge advantage. Most of the graves are along the refugee route, usually surrounded by crude markings or gestures left by loved ones. It's a pity they couldn't do more. If I knew, I wouldn't be hiking all over this hill, reading names on worn gravestones. With my luck, it's on the other side of the Forsaken Plain. I heard Azo profited greatly from the war in the east, but that he was forced from his home when the Tuatha plundered Erethel. He moved west with the refugees. But the Forsaken Plain is no place for fat, wealthy merchants. They say he died quickly, with not a soul to mourn him. I don't mind it as much as most, but I was raised in Datir, so I can handle the heat. Can't stand the bandits, though. It's impossible to get a decent night's sleep. You've got to watch your step in the Forsaken Plain. For every cave holds a bandit. Every refugee might be a cheat out to swindle us all. The freemen are especially fierce, for they're fighting not for the take, but for their very survival. Not so different than you or I, they are. I'm a refugee, like the others in the tents. It's a desperate place. People will do anything to see the next morning. Steal, kill, you name it. Not all of us are from the village of Kulm. We come from all along the Tuili coast. Farmers and merchants, veterans and scholars. The Tuatha have put our possessions to the flame, but we will never accept defeat. Not so long as leaders like Lord Crass and Elrod Edmund act as our standard bearers. Bye.
I knew someone would come. They all said we were as good as dead, but I held out hope. I don't know why. Never had any reason to hope before. So what's your story? Grave robber? Treasure hunter? Or like us, a refugee in search of shelter? You did? Well, here I was about to start complaining about them. We've been trapped down here for days, unable to get past those blades, and you simply walk in and disable them, just like that. I'm impressed. I'll say thanks, but the person you're really going to want to talk to is Oma. He'd move mountains to find me. Come along now. The others are waiting back at camp. See you.
Thank the gods. Thank the gods. At last! Thank the gods. Hello.
I knew I could count on you to bring her back. I could see it in your eyes. A spark of recognition. You have a love too. Or did at one point, you know. There is no thanks worthy of this deed. But you were entitled to something. I was a hunter once. Those days are finished. Yours, it seems, are just beginning. Goodbye.